Episode 36, Ningxi's Benefactor? This person's sexual orientation is unclear. Are you terminating the contract? Changli finally changed her expression, but quickly composed herself. Ningxi, don't use termination as a threat. Do you know how much the penalty is? You still have 4 years left on the contract with the company, 2 million per year, totaling 8 million. Ningxi gave a meaningful look to the lawyer beside her. The lawyer, expressionless, pulled out a black suitcase, opened it, and it was filled with cash. Ningxi pushed the suitcase in front of Changli. Here's 8 million. Need to count it? You? Changli stared at the cash in shock. Where did you get so much money? Ningxi looked impatient. That seems unrelated to you, doesn't it? Heh, isn't it from sleeping around? How arrogant. Do you think 8 million is enough? Changli said, throwing her a thick stack of termination agreements, seemingly well prepared. Ningxi took the agreement, scanned it briefly, and found it increasingly amusing. Sister Chang, how come I didn't know I was worth so much? A 60 million penalty. Why didn't this woman go rob a bank? She knew that terminating a contract wouldn't be easy. These people would definitely find ways to make things difficult for her. Changli soumet har composet demeanor. This was professionally assessed by our lawyers. The agreement clearly states that, in addition to the 8 million penalty, you are also responsible for the losses caused to the company by this incident. Because of you, our project was put on hold, investments were cut off, and our most profitable actress suffered a serious injury. Considering all of this, the amount is already minimal. If you can't come up with this money, we'll see you in court. Ningxi frowned at the words, unsure of the capabilities of this lawyer Chen. Could he handle it? Chen, without changing his expression, glanced briefly at the papers, showing no emotional fluctuations. Seeing Ningxi hesitate, Changli immediately softened her tone. Ningxi, think it over carefully. Do you really want to terminate the contract? Actually, we can negotiate on this matter. If you don't want to take Laughing Spring Wind, we can arrange something else for you. I have a few scripts on hand, all major projects. You can choose freely. Ningxi coldly smiled. What major projects? It was probably just a different version of the same thing. Ning Shuelua didn't want her to leave Starlight so badly because she hoped to keep her under her thumb forever, maybe even fearing that she would be forced to return to the Ning family in desperation. At this moment, a knock on the door sounded, and Starlight's lawyers arrived. Moreover, 3 of them came at once. Ningxi recognized one of them, the senior legal advisor of the Ning group, Jiong. Damn. Ning Shuelua was really trying to kill her. Ningxi looked at her lonely lawyer, feeling even less confident. With a reliance, Changli crossed her arms, looking cold and arrogant. Ningxi, you can still change your mind now. In a field Ningxi knew little about, she could only look at lawyer Chen. Chen, still silent. Ningxi was almost desperate on the side. Weren't lawyers supposed to be eloquent? Why was this one not only expressionless but also silent like a mute? Can he really handle this? However, what happened next was like watching a fantasy drama. Chen slowly stood up, took out a stack of documents from his briefcase, and finally spoke. Firstly, from what I know, your company's withdrawal of funds was to threaten the crew, unrelated to my client. Secondly, Ning International has no connection with my client. Any of his losses should not be attributed to my client. Thirdly, your company's employees were injured on the set, and the responsibility should be shared by your company, the crew, and the insurance company. My client should not bear any responsibility until convicted in court. Moreover, based on the assessment of Miss Ning Shuelua's injury, it's only a minor skin injury. We should only compensate 252 yuan and 4 cents, and additional expenses such as the deluxe ward and care should not be borne by my client. Chen, facing 3 opponents, spoke like a machine gun, non-stop for half an hour without pausing for breath. He successfully helped her terminate the contract, and except for the 8 million, not a penny more was spent. Oh, no, he spent 252 yuan and 4 cents. In the end, the other party was willing to settle privately, and the word court was never mentioned again. Ningxi was completely bewildered. It turned out that lawyer Chen was just waiting for his skills to cool down, preparing to unleash a powerful move? Changli was even more dumbfounded. Equally confused were the 3 lawyers on the other side. As Ningxi and lawyer Chen prepared to leave, the lawyer from the Ning family, Jiong, suddenly stood up excitedly. He looked at Lawyer Chen with a mix of surprise and suspicion and asked, "Wait. May I ask? Are you Lawyer Chen Jing, the renowned Chenda?" The other two lawyers beside him were shocked. "What? Chen Jing? Which Chen Jing? Could it be Chenda, the top-notch lawyer?" They hadn't paid much attention to the seemingly taciturn lawyer Ning she had brought, so they didn't inquire about his identity. But now, something seemed off. Although they hadn't seen Chen Jing in person, they had heard about his style. Usually frugal with words, it seemed like he was mute to those who didn't know him well. However, once he started working, it was like activating a crazy mode. His speech was rapid, logic clear, every word sharp as a blade, and his combat power was off the charts. Lawyer Chen didn't respond to Kai Ying-yong, didn't pause his steps, and walked out of the meeting room directly. Behind him, Changli sat in the chair like a lifeless husk. "It's over." Ning Xuelua had repeatedly emphasized not to let Ning Shi terminate the contract, but now, everything was messed up. Was the lawyer Ning Shi hired the top-ranked lawyer Chenda from the capital? Why would Chenda come to negotiate a minor termination contract for Ning Shi? You should know that this lawyer charges exorbitant fees by the minute. Could it be? Could Ning Shi's benefactor be this lawyer Chen? Ning Shi didn't fully recover until she walked out of the Starlight building. She never expected that the seemingly dull and expressionless lawyer would be so formidable. Were all the lawyers in the legal department of Xingshi Entertainment this powerful? Just as she was immersed in her thoughts, a large group of reporters suddenly surged at the entrance. "Ning Shi. Ning Shi. Are you here to turn yourself in this time? Do you have anything to say about the attempted murder of Ning Xuelua? Ning Xuelua has always generously offered you a chance to apologize and turn over a new leaf. Do you feel any shame? Is it true that Starlight Entertainment is terminating your contract and blacklisting you?" The reporters rushed towards Ning Shi like mad. With both fists, it was hard to fend off four hands. In this situation, it wasn't suitable to get physical with the reporters. While trying to find a way to break free, 5 well-trained black-clad bodyguards suddenly emerged from somewhere and, within 10 seconds, took control of the situation. They shielded Ning Shi from the crowd. The reporters looked at each other in confusion. What's going on? Where did these people come from? How could a fallen actress without power, influence, or background have bodyguards? And there were 5 of them. To avoid bringing Ning Shi scandals and troubles, this time the bodyguards didn't display the Liu family crest. However, it was enough to make those reporters who feared strength and toughness wary. Ning Shi, standing behind the bodyguards, stopped in her tracks. She calmly addressed all the reporters. "First, I'm innocent and have no reason to turn myself in or feel ashamed. Second, the matter with Jia Qingqing has already been clarified. Please don't spread false information. Third, I did terminate my contract with Starlight Entertainment just now, but it was my decision, not theirs. Fourth, if they want to blacklist me, let them try." After saying all this, ignoring the commotion behind her, Ning Shi walked directly to the black car parked nearby. Fortunately, Lu Tingxiao had arranged everything meticulously. It seemed he had anticipated a journalist siege today, and the driver and bodyguards appeared just in time. "Miss Shi, where to next?" the driver asked. "Let's go home." Ning Shi paused and couldn't help but ask, "Why do you all call me Miss Shi instead of Miss Ning?" "It's Mr. Lu's instructions," the driver replied. "Oh, this man is too thoughtful. Is it because he knows I don't like the surname Ning?" Meanwhile, at the Lu residence, Lu Jingli lay on the sofa like a dead fish. "Brother. You've been picking for a whole day. We have so many excellent agents in our company. Don't you find any suitable ones? How about Lei Ming? He has years of experience, both domestically and internationally, and a broad network. He's also familiar with Ning Shi." Lu Tingxiao said, "He's Jiong Mai's agent." "Alright. What about Handsome Hao? He has nothing to do with Jiong Mai now, right?" "No males," Lu Tingxiao said. Lu Jingli's mouth twitched slightly. "What about Yi Shenglin? A top-notch agent, outstanding in business, and she's Su Yimo's agent. She was the top performer in our company last year." "Her character is not good," Lu Tingxiao said. Lu Jingli was completely speechless. Selecting an agent is more troublesome than choosing an empress. "So, what kind of person do you want?" Lu Tingxiao pondered for a moment and then asked, "Why haven't I received information about Lin Zhizhi?" "Lin Zhizhi is on vacation. She said she wouldn't take on new clients for a short period. I guess it's to avoid Jiong Mai," Lu Jingli explained. Then, Lu Tingxiao decisively made a decision. Brother, you're really... Lu Jingli couldn't help but sigh. It's more complicated than choosing an empress. And now, you've given me a difficult problem to solve. Lin Zhizhi said she wouldn't take on new clients. While the two were discussing, Ning Shi returned. I'm back. Is there anyone at home? As soon as she finished speaking, a soft, fluffy little bun embraced one of her legs, wearing an expression of 3 hours apart is like 3 years. Ning Shi smiled after hugging the increasingly clingy little bun for a long time. Welcome back. Was the termination smooth? Lu Tingxiao asked as he walked over. Ning Shi, excitedly, very smooth. The lawyer the company assigned to me is amazing. He faced off against 3 opponents and argued brilliantly. Originally, Changli wanted to extort 6 million from me, but in the end, I didn't spend a penny more than necessary. Well, except for an extra 250 for Ning Xuelua's medical expenses. He was so cool. Are all the lawyers in the Xingshi legal department this amazing? They all call him Lawyer Chende. At this point, Lu Jingli sighed and interjected, what Xingshi legal department lawyer? Chen Jing is the senior legal consultant for the Lu Group. Ning Shi was startled and looked incredulously at Lu Tingxiao. Lu Tingxiao, did you let your lawyer, who usually handles billion-dollar economic lawsuits, help me with this mere 8 million case? This was like the feeling of an emperor's national teacher helping a commoner deal with a minor lawsuit of a stolen pig at home. Just in case, Lu Tingxiao replied calmly. For him, there was no such thing as a small matter when it came to her. Ning Shi had nothing more to say. The great demon king's actions were always so extraordinary. Have you read through the contract I gave you? Lu Tingxiao asked. Ning Shi scratched her head, it was so thick, I got a headache just looking at it. Anyway, I glanced through it, and I've signed it. I'll bring it to you later. Lu Tingxiao raised an eyebrow, you trust me so much? Ning Shi spread her hands, worst case, I'll sell it to you and count your money for you. Lu Tingxiao chuckled with an indulgent expression. Oh my dog eyes. Am I going blind? This family is unbearable. If everything goes well, you can report to the company the day after tomorrow. You can take a day off at home tomorrow, Lu Tingxiao said. Okay. Ning Shi nodded. Hearing this, Lu Jingli felt like smashing his head. The day after tomorrow? Does that mean he only has 1 day to persuade Lin Zhizhi? Too inhumane. Lu Tingxiao seemed to sense Lu Jingli's slight dissatisfaction and looked at him, saying, once this matter is done, you can take a vacation. Great. I'm going right away. Lu Jingli resurrected on the spot. That night, in the VIP ward of the Imperial Capital's First People's Hospital, Ning Xuelua stared fixedly at the woman on the TV screen. Outside the Starlight building, Ning Shi, who had been missing for days, not only didn't look weak and haggard but was radiant. She was surrounded by 5 black-clad bodyguards, and with a determined expression, she faced the journalist's siege. First, I am innocent and don't need to surrender or feel ashamed. Second, the matter with Jia Qingqing. Fourth, want to blacklist me? Give it a try. Hearing the last sentence, Ning Xuelua suddenly threw the table lamp next to her at the screen. There was a sizzling sound, and the screen went black. Changli. What's going on? Cui Kaijing can be forgiven, but why did you make such a low-level mistake? How many times have I told you that you absolutely cannot let her terminate the contract? Ning Xuelua was the type to only know how to blame others when something went wrong. Although Changli was used to it, she still frowned. I told you a long time ago, with Ningxi's conditions, if she finds a powerful and influential sponsor, even I can't control her. You forced her into this situation. This result was expected. Do you want me to just watch her turn things around like this? I paid such a huge price. I even spent 8 million for nothing. Ning Xuelua hysterically couldn't accept these unexpected turn of events. Xuelua, things are not as bad as you think. Ningxi's reputation in this circle is already thoroughly ruined. Even if she finds a sponsor, it won't change anything. Besides, the artists we ordered to be blacklisted, who dares to use her? She's reached the end of her career in this industry. Moreover, think about it. This incident has become so big, she threw out 8 million casually, and even hired bodyguards and luxury cars. Who wouldn't know she's being kept? In the future, can the Ning family still treat her with a good face? Can she still enter high society circles? Hearing this, Ning Xuelua's anger finally eased a bit. Is everything set with the Water Army? Don't worry, I've already given instructions once the incident happened. Besides, even if we don't take action, those journalists will definitely write in that direction. Changli was confident in her tone. Ning Xuelua glanced at the latest headlines on her phone, filled with Ning Shi talking nonsense with arrogance, Ning Shi suspected of being kept, Ning Shi refuses to admit guilt and shows no remorse. Only then did she relax, saying, "All right, stabilize public opinion, and absolutely no more problems should arise." As soon as she finished speaking, a knock echoed through the room. Ning Xuelua immediately nervously signaled to Changli. Changli hastily cleaned up the shattered table lamp, covered the TV with a dust cloth, and then opened the door. Outside, Suyen looked somewhat surprised to see Changli appearing in Ning Xuelua's ward at this hour. "Discussing something? We were just talking about some work-related matters. We're done now. Brother Yan, why did you come so late?" Ning Xuelua changed the subject. "If you're talking, I'll leave first." Changli excused herself, exchanging a meaningful glance with Ning Xuelua before leaving. Suyen didn't notice the interaction between the two and pinched his brow, his face appearing somewhat gloomy. Seeing his expression, Ning Xuelua tentatively asked, "Is it because of Ning Shi's matter?" Suyen didn't speak. Ning Xuelua bit her lip, her body slightly trembling. "Brother Yan, are you blaming me? Blaming me for pushing Ning Shi to this point?" Suyen sighed, "You, always overthinking. This was originally her fault. Why would I blame you? I just blame myself. It's because I didn't handle everything well that she ended up like this. I never expected that she would rather sell herself than apologize to me. Why does she hate me so much? What should I do to make her calm down? Do I really have to leave you for her to be okay?" Ning Xuelua looked pained. Suyen's expression immediately changed, and he sternly said, "Xuelua, don't say such things. We've finally come together. Are you going to give up because of such a small matter?" Ning Xuelua hurriedly nestled into his arms, looking anxious. "I'm sorry, I won't say it again. I'm just afraid that you'll regret it, regret being with me." Suyen's expression froze for a moment, then he spoke firmly, "I have never regretted it." While the two were talking, the knocking sound resounded again. Suyen went to open the door, unexpectedly seeing Ning Yaohua and Zhuang Lingyu. "Uncle, Aunt." Ning Xuelua showed surprise on her face and quickly got out of bed to welcome them. "Let me see. Don't move, you're injured. We're just here to check on you." Zhuang Lingyu held down Ning Xuelua's shoulder. Ning Yaohua's face was dark. "Xuelua, rest assured. I'm here to tell you that I will definitely seek justice for you. I'll make her apologize to you even if I have to drag her here." Ning Xuelua's eyes became moist. "Thank you, Mom and Dad. Actually, I don't care much about it. I just hope that my sister can turn back from her wrong path. In this state, she'll ruin her entire life." Zhuang Lingyu's face looked unusually ugly. "I didn't expect her to do such shameless things. What kind of mess have we, the Ning family, created? If I had known earlier, I wouldn't have brought her back. We had enough trouble with you. Grandpa insisted on not listening, and now it's like this." Ning Yaohua looked annoyed. "All right, stop complaining. I will handle this matter. Also, don't let Grandpa know about this." Now was a critical period for him to compete the inheritance.